Hi there, in this video we're going to take a look at this book, Eenvoudige basisgrammatica NT2, written by Jenny van der Toorn Schutte. As the title says, it means easy or simple basic grammar for people learning Dutch. NT2 means Nederlands als tweede taal, Dutch as a second language. And well, that's what it is. When you're buying this book, you're getting a guide for basic grammar. So let's take a look. Most chapters, there are 40 of them, start with some rules or some explanations about basic Dutch grammar. So that's for absolute beginners and beginners. And after the explanations, for example, fat, fatter, the most fat, then there are some exercises you can do. There are over 100 exercises you can do to train the grammar you learn at the beginning of the lesson. Important to say, the book is completely in Dutch, so there is not a single English word. So before you're buying it, I mean, if you don't know any Dutch, it might be not the book you will want to buy. You can do the exercises on your own because there are the solutions at the end. There's a list of all the solutions as well as a list of the irregular past tenses in Dutch that you actually need to study. So they're there at the end without translations. What I did appreciate about the book is that there is as well a list of verbs using a fixed preposition. If you think of kijken naar, to watch, well, in English there is no fixed preposition, but it will. I'm not sure if it will be in between the lists. Yep, kijken naar. So these are the most common verbs using a fixed preposition, again without the translation, but there is an example next to it. And there's also a third list of words taking het as an article. So the most common words taking het as an article can be found there. Pros of this book, well, it's a nice book. It provides a lot of oversight, and it says, or you can learn with the book what you need to learn as a student studying basic grammar. It's very simple. There are no complex things explained with a lot of examples or with a lot of complexity. It always remains very simple, which is pretty useful when you're learning Dutch. If you've been learning Dutch for a while, you know there are a lot of exceptions, and they try to stay away of these exceptions. These will all come later. It covers everything you need to know as a beginner or an absolute beginner. There are many exercises, so that's also a pro to buy, to acquire this book. A bit on the negative side, well, it's completely in Dutch, so if you can't, if that's too hard for you, don't buy this book. And it's a little pricey. It's not the highest or the most expensive one, but it is rather expensive. Plus, it's in black and white, so, well, for a higher price, you expect also a little more. There are some nice pictures, though. So, for whom is this book? Well, typically it will be a book that a teacher will be using in his or her Dutch class. So, thinking, okay, well, we've seen the adverbs now, make the exercises at page this and this and this, and you can find the solutions at the end. It's not something that you will use for teaching yourself. And if you're already following classes and you want to do some extra grammar practice, this will be a really good book. But make sure that there's always someone you can ask questions to if something is unclear. If you're interested in more basic grammar books or grammar books for the Dutch language, there's a playlist there you can click on, and you can also buy the book through the links in the description below if this is something you feel like you need. See you in another video.